And now for our feature presentation.
This is great because on the back it actually says this film is also known as
the I'll Watch It Later podcast.
You ever heard of that film?
And now, on with the show.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to I'll Watch It Later podcast where we lie about the movies we've seen to impress our friends. As always, I am Aaron, joined by my best friend and co-host Jordan.
Hi, everybody.
And old man Scott.
Yep.
And producer and brother-in-law.
I was going to say I got the nice intro, so I knew something bad was coming towards you.
Old man.
Old man Scott.
Like a diamond in the rough, baby.
He's like, I always have plans. I will not see Indiana Jones with you. I will not go see it with my sister. Yeah, even when I can get plenty of sleep.
Just go back and I'll just have some kids. And I'll have all the free time in the world.
Right. Wait, what?
So I'll just go back and have young kids and I'll have all the free time in the world.
You do seem to have a lot of free time for someone with two small children.
What are you talking about? My 3 days are filled. I have to rob Peter
Good luck,
to pay
Kim.
Paul.
Going to see Indiana Jones.
I'd
really like to see that movie too. Peace out, bitches.
She literally.
We both did it.
She did want to go see it, and she was supposed to go with
She's
Krista
like, can I go
on
with
Thursday.
you? The door's
but I
already
guess
shutting. No.
Yep.
She worked.
He's like speedy. It's like a cartoon.
Just an
No, I don't want you. He's like already down halfway down the street.
The Aaron-shaped smoke outline in the living room. He's already gone.
I almost tried what we tried last time, where like I was gonna just buy her the ticket, but she was like adamant. She's like, "No, I'll never go to a movie alone again. I'm not going alone. Chris is working." I was like, "Go with Scott." I go, "Scott." She literally said to me, "Scott will not go without Krista." I'm like, I've been to a bunch of movies.
He goes to movies with us all the time. I don't think I've ever had Krista go with us at all.
He goes, "With you, that's different. With me, he won't go without Krista." I said, "That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Let me call him."
He doesn't. I don't want to watch him nap.
But he was he's playing softball yesterday, so he couldn't go with her.
Yeah.
So yes, she is bummed that she has not seen Indiana Jones, and I have.
I think we all are.
Anyways, if this is if you're just joining us from it's Eric
online.
Nagel. What?
I said it is online. I did see it.
So I almost watched it just to have the wherewithal to have a conversation.
I think
want
it's more fun
it.
to see it in the theater, especially with a big screen. But as always, if you're joining us from It's Eric Nagel, Jordan's other show, we are the movie podcast he talks about, where it's kind of just like a hangout thing where we talk about movies, talk about things we've seen, and then we do a snack show every once in a while. So this is a movie show.
Sometimes our weird lives intersect.
Yes.
I think that's kind of what it is, though. Man, it's turned into just us getting into a room and bullshit.
Yeah, pretty much.
And I mean, fun. If you want to feel like you're part of our boring ass lives, then keep tuning in.
I finally sent the package to on a box.
He got it. I know. One of two.
Maybe I should start putting that in the show chat too, because I realize I put everything in that other chat now.
Oh yeah, you didn't get that.
He never sees it.
Yeah, he sent it and he actually received it by between that time.
I sent it on a Wednesday and he got it on yesterday.
Yeah, he got it
Friday. So I'm like, wow.
Yeah. It was very surprising.
It's amazing how quick it works when you do it.
I just do.
And then for fun, I decided to poke a little fun at his handwriting.
Oh, dude, it was terrible.
And it went an hour of
was mad.
He was mad.
Because
and it was hilarious.
You don't understand what a pain in the butt it was to do that. First off, I found the box in here. Clearly, I have plenty of boxes in this room.
Right.
So I threw. So and I felt bad because I did take quite a while to send it out. So I grabbed a couple. I went through my stack of movies behind you and kind of looked what I had doubles of, and I just started throwing things in there. Like I gave him the copy of Clerks on Blu-ray. I don't even know if it was going to work for him because it's the foreign copy that I got from. So I just started throwing things in there. I threw like four or five movies in there, or something like that, a sticker. And I get down there, and I'm like, I walk up to the lady, and I was like, I just need to send this media mail. Can I get one of those stickers? And she's like, we haven't had those in like 3 months. And I was like, what? It's just a 2 inch.
So if you would have sent it 3 months ago, like you should have, you would have had a sticker.
She just said like we stopped using those. And
I know they're changing something. They're dropping like a couple different like postage things off, and they're like condensing
but these
it down.
weren't like expensive or are not even expensive. Like these didn't cost any money. They just said 2 from USPS, and that's all that was on them.
Weird.
And they were like.
Was the R backwards? Was it like 2?
No.
Can I finish talking? and I'll explain what's going on here. So she goes, no, we don't have any of those. I was like, okay, well, cool. Could you just tape it up with the tape gun, and then I'll write on it? And she's like, no, we don't do that. And I was like, what? And she's like, you got to buy the tape.
Was this at like an actual like the post office,
yes.
post office, or like one of those
Southern,
UPS or whatever?
Southern and whatever that is.
This is why I just print my shit at home.
Yeah, well, this isn't a print at home. This is me doing it.
And I just walk in and go bloop into the box.
So she goes, no, we don't do that. And I was like, ma'am, I don't want to argue, and I really just want to leave. I was like, I've seen you guys take the little tape gun back there and tape it up and then put it in that little basket. No, I can get fired for that. And I said, you work for the government.
That's so weird.
You're not going to get fired for using a tape gun.
You realize that the post office is just the little brother-sister to the DMV, right?
Oh,
yes.
yeah, they're the worst.
So she's pretty much telling me to F off. So I bought So listen, on a box, you hear this? Bought a $4 roll of tape for you.
Right.
And
he's like, had I not procrastinated, I would have not had to buy that $4 roll of tape.
So I tape up the box, and I look at the lady, and I said, okay, well, how would you like me to put the address on here? Because usually you guys have a sticker, something, you can print it out. And she goes, just write it on there. And I'm like, write it on here.
Can I have a pen?
And
no, I can't give you a pen.
No, they did have a pen.
It was a flower.
The shittiest flower pen with a big flower on top.
You know why they do that?
Why?
So people don't steal their pens.
Bullshit. I'm going to get me a fucking bouquet of flowers.
When I used to way back in the day work in retail, I had this gigantic leg bone that had a pen in it,
Yeah.
and I would hand it to people, and they would look at me like, "What the fuck is
No,
this?"
no,
and I'm
no.
like,
So there was
"You're not going to take that,
It's like
are
the
you?"
old gas station bathroom
So
keys. It's
shit.
got like a fucking hubcap attached to it.
That's exactly what it is.
So she didn't hand this to me. This was on like get out of line, and there's a bunch of pins over there for all you nerds who don't know how to do this right. So I'm over there, and I'm sitting there literally ripping off like my address and like
I could see it
the
now.
tape that was on the box. So like half the box is all ripped off. So I'm sitting there trying to write, and I'm going over uneven cardboard, and so yeah, it looked like absolute trash. And I knew that it looked like absolute trash, but I took it up to her, and she's like, "That's fine."
One of these days for social media, we're just going to get Aaron opening packages because it's the most amazing thing ever. So I can picture how this looks. I can only imagine how this box looks by the time it got there.
Oh, I'll tell you.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah. I got a picture right now.
You gonna post that on the
I can do that.
Dear Tom, here's your DVDs.
Well, and it was great because Tom, he messaged me in Discord, and he did a little DM, and he's like, "Hey, I got the package. That was awesome." And he sent the picture, and I was like, I said, well, I'm surprised it even got there, seeing as how illegible that writing was. And then I sent that to Aaron, and I'm telling you, 30 minutes of
hot
explanations, like long paragraphs of, well, this is what happened, and it was
because
like
your
full
brother
story.
has to chime in like he's fucking some great fucking writer of the 2020s or some shit. It's not like I was just like, oh, this means nothing to me, I'm gonna just fill it out as shitty as possible. It was literally an entire process.
No, I know what buttons to push, so I do it every now and then just for fun. I know he's not really going to be mad at me long term. It's just a fun little jab at him. We like to have fun. But then my brother goes, "Oh yeah, would you write it in an earthquake?" And then it's like, "Fuck you!" And then it was just like an hour.
I was
just Aaron on a tilt-a-whirl.
I was mad.
Gotta get this package out
because all I wanted to do was I was trying to do
like
something
one of those
nice.
little cars, you put the little thing in, and you pull it, and you zip it off. Yeah, I'm the guy just pulling the zip thing, and he just goes off.
I was trying to be nice. I was trying to get this package out. I even I gave him some extras. Just trying to be fun. I even gave him a copy of Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
The one that somebody else.
I don't care. That guy's in Canada. Listen, if you're listening still, which you probably don't, listen to me. I will get you a gift card or something Canadian. I just can't ship to Canada. It would cost me more than the movie itself. It doesn't make any sense. So what I'll do is I'll go online. I'll buy you something equivalent. I just cannot.
I'm telling you right now. I'll give you his information.
Yeah,
reach out to him.
I will.
Explain what's going on, and from now on, when we do giveaways, I have been putting U.S. residents only. It's not that we don't like you guys up in the Great White North. Your chips are delicious.
Yes.
Your shipping is atrocious.
It's the worst shipping.
Like just to get one box to you with one DVD would be like $40. It's not even worth the movie to send that.
It's funny because we complain about the price of foreign snacks, but this is why they cost so much. Is because just to ship a tiny box is like you said, $40-$50, and it's like,
I know.
not doing
They have
that.
KFC chips from the UK that I want to grab. They're supposed to taste like the original recipe KFC.
I'll find them.
And they're
Don't you worry.
$12 just for the little snack size bag, let alone shipping.
Fuck you, Trudeau.
No, he said UK. He said UK.
You know what? Whatever.
F you, Queen.
Oh, we were talking about Canada.
So yeah,
Charles.
So I
It's all
agree.
your fault.
I just so that was that. Then I got into an altercation yesterday.
Oh, man.
So
What a busy 2
Surprise.
days. Oh, dude.
At the splash pad?
no, Parker.
What, are you going to cry about it?
Yeah. So Parker wanted ice cream, and he was begging me for ice cream the whole weekend. If you don't know, Parker's my smallest. Well, he's not my smallest. He's my 3-year-old.
Wait, you have kids?
Yeah, and he.
I don't.
Kim was being so weird about me getting a milk. Like, are you going to go get it? Are you going to go get this milkshake? And I'm like, woman.
Oh, is the Grimace one?
I was
No.
going to say, you didn't
No,
give
no.
him the
Oh,
Grimace one,
I
did
did.
you?
I did get.
He got the Grimace, and we've all had the
And
Grimace.
you're
So
still
we'll
here?
Yeah.
I survived.
Oh, did I? I didn't send it to you. I'll have to send it. So, like.
That's the greatest. I
So-
like that one. That one's funny.
So the internet's doing this whole bit where they drink the Grimace milkshake. Ha, it's TikTok. Happy birthday, Grimace. And the next one is like, they're dead. And it's coming out of their mouth.
It's like a horror scene.
I did one where it's like, happy birthday, Grimace. And then the next one is she was filming it for me. I'm sitting on the couch still drinking it. And I'm like, what?
Dude, it's
Like,
funny.
fuck you guys. I don't need to do this.
I actually laughed.
It was
when I
really
saw
funny.
it. What did you think of it? I'll get back to my story in a second. But what did you think?
It's
of it?
okay. I mean, it had a little bit, like those, okay, so blueberries, there's like 2 different kinds of
I
blueberries.
don't think
the
it's
little,
blueberries.
little tiny blueberries, and then there's the bigger blueberries that almost have a weirder taste to them.
She said she has a friend who works at McDonald's that says that it was wilderberry or something.
Sure. Who would know that?
I'm just saying.
What's
to
a
me,
wilderberry?
the cream tasted like birthday cake, which I was okay with. I was happy with that.
I wasn't upset about it. Like,
No,
it was an okay.
It didn't taste like anything. To me.
I made a mistake getting a large. It is
Oh,
overly
yeah.
sweet. It
Oh,
is-
yeah.
I didn't even finish mine. It is insane. She sucked hers down between McDonald's and home, and that was like 3 miles.
The large?
No, she had the small. I got them the
okay.
smalls, and I was
Oh.
like, I'll get a large.
I got a
'cause I'm
medium, and
fat.
that was.
I'll get a large because I'm
See,
going to miss it out.
Kim asked me yesterday because I was like, let's just order
Way too sweet.
and DoorDash from
Right.
McDonald's. I'll get this shake. I'll finally try it. I can talk about it on the show. And she's like, do you want a small, medium, or large? And I said, give me a medium. I said, because I know large is going to be too much. Small might not be enough if it's good. And she goes, okay. And medium was the perfect
Yeah,
amount.
I did
Because
not
by the
finish
time
a
I
large.
was finished it, I was like, I never need to have this again.
Never again.
Yeah.
It's too it's too sweet. Like they're just it's overwhelming, and I'm like, okay, this is good, and I'm good. Like
Nice.
I don't need to do it again. So
So, anyways, I guess I had promised. I don't remember why, but I had promised my son a milkshake. He wanted a cherry milkshake, and I said if he was good,
he's
I'd
what,
get him
under
one.
3, right?
Yeah, but
He doesn't remember your promises.
no,
man.
he
just let it go.
want to bet because the first thing he does is wake up and go cherry milkshake. Dad, where?
Cherry milkshake. Where
Right.
the fuck you get a cherry milkshake?
You don't. So we were gonna do.
I was about to say, I was like, Jesus, where you get a cherry milkshake?
We were gonna do Bahama
milkshake with
Bucks
a bunch
and
of,
do like a Bahama Rama Mama, but we decided.
Yeah, he won't know.
Yeah, but we decided Andy's because it's right up the road,
Okay.
and I like Andy's, and I was like, okay, so I go to Andy's and I order, and as I don't know if you've been to that one on Gilbert or not Gilbert Southern,
The
but
new one.
the new one that's by the house,
not.
Southern and whatever Signal Butte, I guess, but it's not. It's kind of like off. So if as you're coming around, there's a building you can't see around the corner, and then to take a left to get out. So if you're in Radio Land and you're listening, this visual would be you take a right into a parking lot. There's a building on your right that kind of obscures the view, and then you need to take a left into a stop sign to get it back onto a major road to get out of there. But this obstructed view is also coming out of a parking lot. So a dude came, and I was also going, but I stopped, and we both and he kept doing, do you need a snack? I mean, you're dreaming to be secret, but I don't care.
I was going to try to be sneaky and give the kids some bugles.
I don't
We're never
care.
gonna eat these.
Yeah, I have no desire to eat those.
Yeah, I figured.
Look how they
Here, kids,
they-
eat lunch.
They're like they both descended
Right.
on them like animals.
Fucking vampires.
Anyways,
These are delicious.
so this guy's doing all these hand gestures, and I'm just like, "Go, dude! Like, it's not a big deal. Like, I didn't know. Like, I couldn't see you because the building was there.
Fucking go!
No. I went. I'll show you the.
I almost responded with that. He's like, I almost got into a fight. The guy came to my window. I was like, what happened? I almost had it as, what did you do?
Right. No, I get that. I totally understand. And I would be right there with you, but I honestly didn't do anything. So I just gave him the hand gesture, like, go ahead. And he's like, nope. And he's like, you go. Like, he keeps pointing. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to fight with you about it. So I go.
It's the aggressive kindness everyone has at four-way stops. No, you fucking go. No, you go. You have the right of way.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go. It's your turn.
See, I'm one of
everyone's
those
happy to
that,
let everybody
if
go.
nobody's going, and within I got about a 2-second window,
Right, exactly.
I'm going.
Yeah, but then they're going to go at the same time.
I already saw the hand gestures. So when he was like, no, you go, I was like, okay. I was like, I'm not going to piss this guy off anymore. Wrong. So I get to the stop sign, and there's traffic. So I'm waiting at the stop sign, and I look up in my rear view, and I see this dude just double middle fingering me the whole time. And I kind of like smirk and shook my head, which I guess he saw, because he's like, oh, like
It just set him off even more.
screaming.
Because you see that little slit in the window, and you're like this.
Aaron just met he just met himself in the, in the
flip him
multiverse.
off. I didn't flip him off.
It's like young Flash and old Flash right now.
I will tell you, I fucked up. I get to Signal Butte, and instead of turning right, because I'm supposed to turn right to get home, I just stay in the straight lane, and he gets into the turn lane, and the light just turns red. That red light must have been 20 minutes long. Because he rolls his window down, and I roll my window down, and the first thing he does is call me fat, which is everyone's go-to.
Yeah, it's
and
easy.
I'm like, yeah.
Low-hanging fruit.
And I even said, yeah. Do you got anything else? He's like, are you married? And I said, what does that matter? And he goes, you're a fucking pussy. You drive like your wife. And I said, are you going to cry? And I'm being like, I'm not even screaming. I just go, are you going to cry about this? Like, is this going to ruin your entire day? I go, I offered to let you go. And you were halfway out the lane. I couldn't get past you. And I was like, dude, I go, you're driving a Nazi Volkswagen Mercedes. I go, you're screaming at me for nothing. I go, just cry about it, dude. Just keep crying. And that must have triggered him. He gets out of his car.
You were giving him the reaction he wanted. He wanted a fight.
Yeah, I know.
Either verbal or physical, but he wanted something.
It's still red, and I'm just like, oh, man, this is turning because I'm not going to fight this guy.
You see a guy in the corner. We're just working on the light. Hold on.
We're almost there, buddy.
Be another
10
minutes. Hope you're not in a hurry.
He's like, you want to fucking go? Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, dude, you really going to cry about, like, dude, are you going to go tell all your friends what a meltdown you had in the fucking Signal Butte and Southern? And he's like, fuck it, get out, come on, pussy, let's go, let's fucking fight. And finally it turned green. I just headed straight, so I had to go like all the way around as the ice cream's melting. But I don't know what he did. I just left him standing there. So I'm assuming he went home
melty shake,
hit
Parker.
his wife or something.
Then he came home and yelled at Parker, I wouldn't have had to leave the house if it wasn't for this.
No, I just told Kim. And
Drink your cherry.
It was just you in the car, right? Like
it was just me, yeah. So, I would never have done that if Parker was in the car. I would have ignored him.
I try not to. Like, I get so mad sometimes when I'm in the car with them, and then the daughter's in the back going, road rage. I'm like...
Just head shaking.
I'm like, it's not road rage when clearly they're too stupid to be on the road. Like,
right. Yeah, I came home and told Kim the same story, and she's like, what did you do? And I was like, well...
I'm glad that's the standard.
Yeah.
Reaction.
And I get it, but for once, I was just like, this guy was so like... Once he said the fat joke, I was like, okay, I'm not even... This is not going to... No, he was like... He looked like a 45-year-old meth head that just like... I don't know what his deal was.
Should be producing a movie podcast.
He must have fucking... I don't know. He must have been having a bad day, man. Like,
I did that one time, and I actually got out.
Yes, I've heard this story before.
This guy was about 3 feet tall, and I mean, I'm a little bit taller than that. And he got out and was like, "You need to fucking drive more careful." And he turned around and got back into his truck and left. And I'm like,
You're looking down. You're like, it's harder to see when I'm this close to the sun. Idiot.
I had a guy follow me home once, and then
when those kinds of things happen, I never go right back home.
I did.
I always just go.
I walked right. I actually didn't go home. I went to my buddy Landon's house, walked in, grabbed his pistol off the thing, and walked back out. And he goes, "You just need to drive better." And I was like, "Uh-huh." And he drove off.
Do you ever have those moments where you get into one of these little situations where clearly someone's pissed off at you or you're pissed off? Like, you don't really exchange words, but you're looking in the rear view, you're doing all this. And no matter where you turn, they're going the same way. So it's like 20 minutes of just you being upset that this person is following you and you're following them. And then eventually you finally part ways and you're like, okay, he wasn't following me. This would have been bad.
Dude, I think I didn't have to get real right there.
On the freeway all the time, man. Whenever I refuse to do 90 in the HOV lane, and people rage out and flip me off and stuff. and then I'll watch him follow me, and I'm like, I'm going to a gated facility with a bunch of guns. Let's go.
Oh, I have an unwritten rule that if I am in the left lane on a freeway and I'm driving much faster than the posted speed limit and you are up my ass, I will not get over.
No,
Bro,
same.
I'll slow down. I'll go the speed limit at that point.
I'm already doing 85,
Right.
you asshole.
Right.
I'm not moving.
Anytime I'm on the fucking
Ironwood. Ironwood is like fucking Mad Max. I just need a dust storm to blow in, some guy on a goddamn guitar and flamethrowers, and that's exactly how Ironwood is and fucking all that shit, because that's all it is. It's 90 miles an hour in a 50-mile-an-hour zone, and I'm going 70. And I'm like fucking the slowest guy on the road.
You're gonna get pulled over by that cop on TikTok.
Yeah, Frank.
Oh, Frank.
He's Eric's friend.
Really?
Dude, Fridays with Frank, the guy who does the TikToks, that's Eric's friend. They grew up in New York together.
Oh, he's got
Really?
the accent.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's
Oh,
full
yeah.
on New York. They went to high
cool.
school together. They know each
Dude,
other's dads.
every time
Like,
I drive down Ironwood, because I head out that
always
way on
wanna
the
see him.
weekends, I'm like, speed limit. Because I'm like,
Frank's gonna get me.
I'm not going to be on fucking Frank's TikTok.
You're like, hey, man, don't you know you're going a little too fast?
Yeah.
All right, license and registration.
Yeah, and he's such a nice asshole.
Oh, he's so good. Yeah, I see his old vehicle every now and then, the blue one, and I'm like, oh, shit, it's not Frank.
The Camaro.
I need to find the white one,
Yeah.
because the running bit now is every time I see him on the road, I'm going to take a picture and send it to Eric, and Eric's just going to be like, that's fucking funny.
Dude, you might have a get out of jail free once card, though.
Oh, you would think.
Oh,
we have a
maybe.
running joke on the
Maybe.
show where Eric's like, yeah, no, you can tell him you're my friend. He'll probably get you out with the baton and beat you in the knees. I'm like, okay. Because, yeah, he told me a story a long time ago where I guess they were in a theater, and then, like, they started yelling at some guy and some chick behind him, and it was him, Frank, and, like, their girls at the time. And I'm like, oh, I should like, if I ever get pulled over, I'll be like, hey, were you at a movie theater? I think you yelled at me and my girl. And just, like, play it off as if I was the guy in the theater. But
Let's all do that. All of us do that. We're like, people
Like, hey, did you ever go to so and so high school? Yeah, just really fuck with them. But yeah, they're like friends, man. He did a show with him once.
If you don't
he
kn-
actually came on the show and talked to him.
if
They
you don't
said
know what we're
Eric-
talking about, go on TikTok. It's a guy that pulls people over in a funny way.
Yeah, it's on Facebook. It's Fridays with Frank. It's from the Pinal County Sheriff's Office, and then they've been doing a lot of the TikToks now. It's like it's just fucking hilarious. My favorite one is like off the topic real quick. He pulled over a kid who was like in a blue like sports car, but he had tinted window, front window, and I know exactly where he pulled him over. It was right by my son's school. It was right by the Dairy Queen, and he's like, "What the fuck are you pulling me over for? You have tinted windows. Don't touch my fucking car. Don't touch my car.
Yeah, the kid's just
My
going
dad's
crazy.
coming.
And
My
he's-
dad's coming."
and
that
he's just
guy
being
who was a
super
huge
calm.
asshole.
I wanted him to get the fucking baton.
Yes, I know
taser,
exactly which kid you're talking
Put
about.
him in the back of the car.
That dude thought he was the most
that
privileged.
dude had a suspended license, and Frank's like pulling it up. Oh, he's got a suspended license.
Yep.
Couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. Like, it just Frank's so
that was a
calm.
great
I was
episode.
waiting for the I'm a sovereign citizen.
And
I don't need to produce ID.
I'm a taser carrying cop.
Yeah. I love
Welcome to
Anyway.
the I'll Watch It Later podcast. Remember when we told you we don't talk about
We
movies
talk
half
about
the time?
TikToks.
Yeah.
We talk about movies. We'll talk about whatever.
Speaking of movies, did you watch anything this week, Scott?
Well, other than the movie that we watched last week that
Yeah.
we're going to talk about.
We'll go into that one.
Last week.
Asteroid City.
Oh,
Yes.
Asteroid City, yeah.
Yeah. I
Forgot.
watched our movie.
Okay.
No, you watched something else.
Did I?
You watched Distraction, too.
Oh, yeah, I did.
I was going to say he watched it too.
I forgot.
I did not watch the
that was,
second
that
one.
was so
Oh,
long.
okay.
That was so long ago.
I watched the first one, and I was so annoyed with the
It's
first
not.
one.
It's not a good movie by any means.
Not that it's a bad movie, which it is, but it's infinitely watchable and it's fine.
Absolutely.
But
just a
I'm
dumb
mad
action movie.
because
Yeah.
he gets super killed at the end, and then
There's
the,
a second
and then there's
movie
a
out
second
now.
one.
But you got to watch the second
I
one
did-
because
I-
it answers it.
I
Well, and
watched
the funny thing
first
is he
15
sent-
minutes.
Okay.
of
He
it.
sends me a text. He goes, "How the hell is Tyler Rake alive?" And I'm sitting there going, "Who the fuck is Tyler Rake?" I had no idea.
It's
He's
Rick
like,
from The
"Extraction."
Walking Dead, dude. You fall into the fucking the
dirty
river,
ass
You
Indian
fall
water.
into the river, and they
All of a sudden,
pluck
the
you out.
helicopter. Yeah.
Dude, what I thought was even more funny about that is because he gets shot in the neck at the end of the movie, and he already has bullets
It's a graze wound.
riddled through his
It's just a
body.
flesh wound.
He gets super shot in the neck. They show him in the second movie getting pulled out of this trash river. So there's nothing but trash in it. I'm like, cool.
So he's
cool.
definitely got sepsis.
Yeah, he's definitely going to get infections and death. But I definitely did not watch it. I watched the first one. I know it came out in 2020. I'm late to the game. It was fine. I have a new,
The second one is fine.
The John Wick films and like anything that's along these lines, I'm kind of starting to get tired of because they all feel like just one long video game cutscene, and this is no different. It's like we got to get this kid from point A to point B.
That's kind
and
of
here's
how I
all the
described
obstacles.
It to you,
yeah,
because I was like, it's kind of like if John Wick and Mission Impossible kind of had a foster
just
child.
Get a point A to point B with nothing really in the middle.
It's the Expendables with no cast.
It's literally
that's what it is.
It's this guy just paying more people to go after Tyler Rake or Chris Hemsworth, and it's like you're just at some point you're just like
pretty soon he's gonna be jumping off bridges.
He's not gonna
Chargers.
fucking die, so it's just like whatever, man.
Yeah, but see, I'd rather watch these kinds of movies than like say Fast and Furious movies.
That's true.
Because they started off as car movies, and now they're these weird fucking amalgams of like spy movies / action flicks /
it's an age
whatever
thing. I realize I can't play any more sports games. I tried playing hockey last night. I was getting dominated by the computer.
I don't play online.
I tried to play the cricket game. I couldn't even do that. I couldn't score one goal. And then like today, I was trying to play cricket. I wanted to break my controller. Have you ever tried to
cricket?
The video game version of cricket. It's super boring.
No, he's making T-shirts with his wife's cricket machine.
Boring. And then like I was just playing basketball. I couldn't even get
basketball.
off.
I can't play basketball unless it's NBA Jam. I won't.
So I'm just like maybe this is
games.
all equivalent to my age because like I'm watching these movies and I'm just like, okay, the kid has got to get this kid. So that's clearly going to happen. He kills all those guys.
They become predictable.
Yeah.
Well, I think when you've seen as many movies as you have, there's only so many corridors to go down.
I know.
It's true.
So at some point, you're able to you kind of predict what happens. And we'll talk about this later. There's many times that you watch a movie and you're like, okay, I know what's going to happen.
Yes.
This is going to happen. This is going to happen. And I think it's to your own demise that you're able to think that way because then you just don't enjoy stuff anymore.
But what I'm saying is like a teenager or whatever would watch that and be like, in all aspects, he's going to be like, he should have died at the end. Like that should have been the end of the movie, which I was actually surprised. Although I knew there was a second one, I was like, wow, they really went far with this. If I wouldn't have known there was going to be a second one, I would have been like, they really killed this guy off.
Yeah, but you got to think, okay, so we grew up in the 80s where we had all the 80s action movies and stuff like that. So by the time the 90s came around, it felt like it was the same movies.
Right.
But you got these 90s kids coming around thinking, okay, the 90s movies were the new thing for them. And then they're getting into now where it's like, okay, we've seen it before.
Right.
It's just the next generation of action flicks.
There's a whole guy on YouTube that talks about how great the 90s action movies are.
They are great.
And he just talks and he
Broken Arrow, bro.
That's his whole
that's not a predictable movie.
Broken Arrow.
Yeah,
but those
who
are
doesn't?
because those were early on in our movie adolescence where we were watching these things.
I mean, they're remaking Speed. Did you see the trailer for that new?
Are you serious?
No, it's another Liam Neeson flick where it's like he can't get out of the car and he can't stop driving the car or it'll explode. Someone's trying to do something. It's just Speed. I mean, they're just remaking movies.
But that's what I'm saying is like, at what point is there a movie that gives you something that actually surprises you? I mean, there's not that many that happen anymore because we've kind of gone through that.
Because here's the thing, and this can go into what we watched all together, is that as weird and artsy Asteroid City was, at least it was different.
It was different.
I love Asteroid City. We'll get into it in a second. I watched a couple other
different
films that I definitely want to talk about. One is called Burn. Nobody knows about this. I actually found it on TikTok. Josh Hutchins is in it, and then that's it. That's the only cast.
Kutcher.
That's the only
Burn.
It's the only no. That was
Burn.
a terrible joke.
I mean, it's a 70s show reference. So.
I understand.
Yeah.
So it's about this guy who's robbing a gas station. It all takes place in this gas station, and there's a weird rape scene in it with like a guy, and it's
and a Slim Jim.
No, it's really, really, really good, and it's very suspenseful. I loved watching it. I highly recommend it. You can find it on Amazon Prime if you have that MGM Gold Plus subscription. It's free, and it's only like an hour and 28 minutes or something like that. It's really good. And if you go and look at the reviews, they will say that I'm lying to you, that it's a crappy movie. But I was on the edge of my seat the whole time. I loved all the characters. It was fantastic. I only found it because of one little clip I saw on TikTok.
Dude, I fall down those fucking...
Yeah.
There's this one movie, I guess, with Anthony Mackie, Samuel L. Jackson's in it, our dude from Renfield, what's his face?
Holtz? Nicholas Holt.
Where I guess they're in the 60s and they're buying real estate. I watched 9 clips
What's
of
it
that
called?
movie. I don't remember. I gotta go find it. I think it's on Apple TV where... They're just buying up real estate and shit like that.
Okay.
But
I'll
like they're
definitely check
using
it out.
what's his face as Holt as like their front man because it's whites only. And it's just like I'm watching all these clips like this is fucking interesting. Maybe I should just watch the movie.
Right, that's what
like,
I do. So
TikTok
what I
is
do,
my new gateway into things that I didn't even hear about.
So what I'll do is I'll see the clip on TikTok. I'll go over to Letterboxd. I'll look it up. And I instantly add it to my watch list. So I watched that. I watched Knock Knock because I was tired of never seeing it.
Oh, Keanu Reeves.
Movies.
It's
fucking
good.
Awful. No, it's bad.
I liked it.
You liked it?
I didn't mind
Did
it.
you only like because you get to see Anna de Armas'
I've seen him before.
body?
Yeah, but I saw that in what was it? Blade Runner 2049. Like,
I guess, but I thought it was some of the worst dialogue.
Was
some
it
of
a
the
remake?
Worst,
like I feel
yeah,
like
it is.
this,
There's there's a 60 movies called Death Game. Same premise.
Gotcha.
But I did not like it at all. I thought I gave it a 1 star.
I didn't hate it.
I did because it was so. Like at one point he's sitting in a chair and she's playing with like his mixtape and she's like, "I'll go deaf," and I'm like, Keanu, you are better than this. What are you doing? And then there's no payoff at the end either. It's
there's that.
It's
been a while, but yeah.
And then I watched this movie called Level 16 with another TikTok film that I found. It's on Netflix. Don't waste your time. Super boring. These girls are in this facility and they think they're going to get adopted, but really it's rich people buying their faces. And that's it.
What was the one we were talking
Sounds
about?
amazing.
The guy that was getting
You would think so,
the guy that
right?
was getting the coffee, and we were like, "Oh, we need to see this."
The guy
Remember, he was getting the coffee, and then he come back, all dressed in like the
you know what
SWAT
that is?
gear.
No, you don't want to watch that. That's
Oh.
Rampage. Not
Yes,
Rampage.
Rampage.
Yeah, it's based off a video game. It's a U-Bowl movie.
It is based
It's
off
based
a
off
video
that
game?
bad video game. Remember when you just go and shoot people and shit?
Yeah.
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 I know exactly. I saw the same clip, and I'm
Yes.
like, "What is this movie?"
So I went and looked
Yes.
it up too. Yeah,
I had to
that
look-
looks
yeah.
yeah.
Oh man,
I hate U-Bowl, so I
We just
definitely would skip it.
follow down those little stupid TikTok things where they show like a snippet
He's like,
of this
"Look,
clip,
like, I
and
asked
you're
for
like,
extra foam." I was like, "You got it. Get out of my coffee shop. I make the best coffees." I'm like, "Shoot the dude on the." That I understand. Kill that guy, but. Then he's
Kill
like got
him.
women in there and trying to kill the women. One girl was from like Ginger Snaps, as she's in it.
Of
And
course.
it's
If you see the name U-Bowl come across
Please.
your desk, I feel like you should just throw the script in the trash and be like, "No, thank you."
yeah. He likes to make these really bad video game adaptations. So yeah, that was one of them. It's either Rampage or something like that or something.
I
else.
know. Yeah, it is. You're
yeah.
right.
And
Yes.
then,
Postal. I think
Postal.
That's what it's
That's
called.
what it is.
Postal.
And then he did like Blood Rain and
Yeah, no
fucking
one
In
cares.
the Name of the King and all these really bad fucking.
And we
movies.
can discuss it next week. I know that we will. I don't know if you're going to go because it's you. But, well, Indiana Jones came
why
out.
are you pointing to Jordan?
I got a chance to see it. Jordan and Scott haven't. All I'll say, and I'm not going to ruin anything, I'm not going to spoil anything, I'm not even going to give a little bit of a hint, is I liked it a lot. It was not what I expected. There's some massive things in it that I did not like, but overall, it felt more like an Indiana Jones film than Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. And with that said, I just see the movie. That's all I'll say.
I saw someone post online today, and they showed the score and what the audience thought and what the rating is, and they're like, "I think they showed a different movie to the people at Cannes than they showed the audience because
No,
everyone
Because I
has
understand.
seemed to like this movie."
I understand the criticisms.
Right.
Like, I understand as his final outing. But here's what I will say.
What are you supposed to do with an 80-year-old man?
Right. A lot of the stuff is like age based
Okay.
in the film. So, but
We
I
all
will
age. I get
will
it.
say this, and the girl Fleabag, I can't remember her name.
Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
Yeah,
Bridge.
she's great. I really liked
Shit,
her.
really? Because
I know
Eric
I heard
said-
her. I know I heard
Eric-
what Eric said, but
Well, no,
he
hadn't
hadn't seen it yet.
No, he texted me.
Oh, he
like,
did say
he
she
saw it
saw it?
yesterday. He's like, she's annoying as shit.
I disagree, man. I get what
I love her.
she kind of
but-
has to drive the film because of Indiana Jones. Like, is
Physically
old
has to drive.
physically?
He's just too old.
Physically, he's very old in this film, and that's kind of
crashing
like
planes on golf
a
courses.
big deal in the film. But I liked her, and I had heard a rumor that like at the end she grabs his hat or something. That does not happen. So I was like,
I hope not,
okay.
because honestly, they were trying to do that at the end of Crystal
I
Skull.
know.
And Mutt was about to reach, and I'm
I
sitting there
know.
going, "I'm already mad. Don't you dare put that hat on!" And then, yeah, it didn't happen.
yeah,
so
no,
I'm like, okay, good.
she doesn't either. But I was told she did.
Do they ever? I don't want to ask. I'm gonna wait.
No, just
I was just gonna say, do they explain where the fuck Mutt went?
no. I will tell you that.
Okay, just disappeared.
It's almost like that didn't happen.
just like retcon. He like just went from Last Crusade to this one.
Pretty
Just
much.
skips
Like,
over.
we're just gonna glaze over.
And I swear to God, I am not spoiling anything, but he talks about the other movies in the film. he doesn't bring
That's
up Crystal
fantastic.
Skull. So
Okay, cool.
yeah. All right, we can move on. I don't want to say anything else, but I just want to say, I personally enjoyed it a lot.
I will have
I sat there with
seen
my big
before.
popcorn and my drink and nobody around me, and I was just like, this is Indiana Jones. The score came on. I'm like,
Oh, I know, right? Because I
He's
showed
like, I wonder
them,
what Kim's doing right now.
because I showed the
Not
kids
at all.
Temple of Doom the other day, and I'm
Probably
just
putting
like
the kids
going,
to death.
I fucking love these movies.
We saw
so
Temple
much.
of Doom in the theater
We
together.
did. I loved it.
Yeah, and I've seen all the I've seen them all in the theater now, but if
I don't think I saw
if
Last
you weren't
Crusade.
going on Tuesday or whatever, I would go again. If you want to go again next Thursday or something, I can go with you. That way you can get it watched. I'll see it again. But I know Kim wants to see it, so if I see it twice before she sees it, I'll probably get
I was
killed.
gonna say you better see it with her.
Yeah,
before.
so maybe you go see it with her, especially if Krista can't go.
How about you, me, and Kim go see it?
Yeah, seriously. Well, no, because you guys are going on Tuesday. She
I'm
can't go on
kidding.
Tuesday, although she's off. But
I can go.
work.
I can go Thursday. I can wait. The longer I wait, the
Well,
more
if you guys
want
wanna
to
make plans.
spoil something.
Yeah,
No,
I-
we like doing it on the microphones. It's more fun.
yeah, exactly.
We give addresses out. We'll tell everybody where we'll be.
Did you
Have an
watch
I'll watch it
anything?
later watch party.
Right, exactly. I've been watching a lot of TV stuff. It's been a long week where I was just kind of glossing over a lot of big movie stuff. Just like I said, we watched Asteroid City.
Oh yeah, we didn't talk about that.
I watched Last Starfighter again because you had watched it.
Yeah,
and you
it
were
was
like,
awesome.
"Fucking love that!" I'm like,
Dude,
"Ah,
it's
I
so
fucking love
good.
that movie."
It's so terribly good. Like, it's not a great movie.
That was,
like,
you
if
said
you
that
go
was
back,
the first time you had seen that?
no.
Oh, I thought that they came
It's-
across it like you were like,
The way the way sometimes he approaches conversation, he goes, "Dude, The Last Starfighter is fucking amazing."
right,
And
and
it
that's
comes-
why I
it
was
comes
kind of like,
across as,
this is the first time you see
This is the first time I've seen it.
No,
but he's
no.
like, no, I just hadn't seen it.
I
in
hadn't
a
seen it
very
since I
long
was a
time.
kid, probably. Like, I think I remember watching it at my grandma's house, like on HBO or something, and loving it. But I hadn't seen it since then, And I watched it, and I was like, "This is," because usually what I watch, and I kind of get these two confused, is I'll watch The Last Starfighter, which I haven't seen in a long time, and that other movie, with the kids in the spaceship.
Explorers.
No,
I know what you're talking about.
Is it
yeah,
Explorers?
No, it's Flight of the Navigator.
Got it. Explorers.
The wizard.
Flight of the Navigator.
I do love Flight of the Navigator.
And I always seem to get those confused, but I had not seen Flight of the Navigator in a long time.
It's on Disney Plus.
And
Go
I-
check it out.
Yeah, I was at work, and it was like midnight. There was nothing going on, and it was on YouTube for free, and I hit play.
Dude,
watched
Last Starfighter
Watch
is-
the whole
See,
thing.
these
One of
are
my
things
favorite
that we should
movies.
do is like find these movies that we haven't fucking watched in forever.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we
And-
should have a section where we just go back and
Well, I
watch
wanted
something
to-
that we all remember.
Yeah.
Because I did this. I loved Explorers as a kid.
Yeah.
River Phoenix, all these kids. And then I watched it with the kids, and I'm sitting there going, this did not age well.
Right.
This is a tale of two separate movies. Once they finally go into space, it's a completely different movie going halfway
Well,
through.
it's like any movie you watch.
I
And I mean, that's the
listened-
same thing. I tried to get the kids to watch like the Never-Ending Story because I was
Right.
like, God, I remember watching this as a kid. And I love this movie so bad,
Atreyu!
and it was so fucking boring. And I'm like,
right?
oh my God, this movie
You
drags.
thought it was boring?
when you watch it now.
Well, yeah,
yes.
as an adult, you're sitting there going,
Yes.
First of all, it feels shorter than I remember it being. So it's not as never-ending as I felt when I was younger.
But when
then
when
it goes
they
so
get there,
fast, and it's
like it was like tick,
Atreyu.
and then it
Talk.
just stops.
tick, talk, and you're just waiting, and it just doesn't feel like it did when you were a
Like
kid.
Stranger Things.
Right.
Yeah,
well, and that's
it's
what
like-
I'm saying. Like, Explorers just did not feel the same when I watched it. Yes, point to the movie, sell them. Just get rid of it.
I could have tried
Um,
someday.
And then
I keep adding.
I think we should do that. Go back to some of these ones that we grew up loving and see if they
Are-
still kind of feel the same way.
Would you guys be willing to do a second show? We'd have to do a second show.
We'll just do it on this show.
I was
Just be a
okay.
little longer.
I
we
mean,
can chopped it up into segments. We could actually be professional about this.
That'd be his job. You'd be like, what? Oh, dude, thank you for adding this as a farmhouse.
No,
oh,
I'm
man.
just-
The
so I'm
second
just-
I heard that, I knew you were going to
no,
be
instead of
happy.
picking picking a movie that we haven't seen, we go through that month where we pick movies that we are kind of rehashing.
All right,
yeah,
next
we do a
month.
revisit month.
Yeah,
Next month
like a
is
revisited.
revisit
Yeah.
films.
All right. I can do that.
Oh, I'm in.
Oh,
Duh.
finally watched Legend. No, I was kidding.
Oh, I've never seen it, so
I have.
you can't pick that.
I know. Okay, then we'll have to figure out what we've all seen. Then,
Right.
Because that's going to be the harder part. It's like,
Well, we can't. If you pick a movie you want to rewatch again and none of us have seen it, we can still pick it. It just one of us won't have ever seen it. Yeah, I agree.
I'd rather us all have that collective memory.
Roadhouse. That's gonna be my pick.
That collective memory of loving something
Right.
like,
yeah.
and then revisiting it. So
Okay.
we'll do that.
All right. So
Done.
yeah, we all saw Asteroid City last week. Wes Anderson's new outing, which I feel like it used to be really special to get a Wes Anderson movie, but now we're getting them like every year, which is fine because I like Wes
Was French
Anderson.
Dispatch last year? Or was it the year
I
before?
think it was 2020, maybe.
Oh shit!
Because I
How
remember
long?
going to see it at Scottsdale and there being no one in the theater.
I feel like it was right after COVID. Like once
Yeah,
the
I
theaters
think it was
opened back up,
It might have been 2021.
it may have been 2021.
I guess I could look it up with this little computer I have in my fucking
It's too much work.
You have a computer?
Yeah, that's what a phone is.
But yes, we saw Asteroid City. I
don't care if
it's
you
a
guys hated
hard.
it.
No, I loved it.
Okay,
But
good.
it's a hard movie to suggest to people.
2021.
And I said this the other day on the other show where it's like it's Wes Anderson is most Wes Anderson.
Do you want to hear my description of it?
Go. The 30 minutes you were awake for.
It's
Go tell me.
Avatar for hipsters.
No, it isn't.
Oh, I don't know.
Avatar.
It's beautifully shot.
It is gorgeous.
The scenes are great.
Hipsters like Avatar.
There's
though.
no fucking story there.
There was a story.
Mm,
The story
okay.
was more.
I love the
It
dialogue.
was
The dialogue
deeper
was fun.
than
Oh, it's deep.
it was.
Yeah, try to explain that to me.
Okay.
The plot was so fucking thin, and it was like I get what they were trying to do.
Do you?
It
You
was
just said there was
it
no
was
story.
it was like it was just like it was so watered down, man. It was like I get it. They're in this fucking play, but they're actually in this thing, and it's like kind of all this cross stuff. But at the end, I felt like I was just like, okay, I didn't do it.
I think what was weird. Okay, so the movie basically, Asteroid City is a fictional town, obviously, on the California, Nevada, Arizona border in the desert. But the actual movie itself, all the stuff that's in color, is a play being done. So then there's black and white parts where they're showing the behind the scenes of how they got the actors and how they came to the process of writing this movie. And it kind of plays at the same time in a weird way. It's a gorgeous movie. Like, it's one of the coolest color schemes. I always say it looks like a postcard from like the 1950s. Very desert, like the taupes, the mauve, like the turquoise colors.
It looks desolate, and they did a lot with that.
It was like
Yeah.
Moonrise Kingdom, but at this time, because Moonrise Kingdom had a lot of the greens and the blues. Did you ever see that?
Yeah, I love that movie.
It's exactly the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just
And that's
it's,
a Wes Anderson thing.
yeah, but it's also very Wes Anderson where it's like sitting there like all the dialogue's delivered like this. And there's really no like actual emotion in any way, shape, or form. So it takes a little bit to get used to, where it's like you would think some would have more emotion in this scene. There's none. But I like that. I think it's like the most American way to do a British movie. You know what I mean? Like the British are very dry with their delivery, with their comedy and stuff like that. I think this is just an American version of a British movie. I love it. It's sad that no one saw it.
Wow. Who knew that
it's
it was out?
it's going to digital within 2 weeks from now on the 11th of July.
But I was kind of feeling out like the people that were in the theater too.
Oh.
And you could tell with
that
their
Mexican
reaction.
family?
there was actually some people there, and I could tell that people were almost very disappointed.
They're yeah.
in the movie because they were like,
well, even
what?
for a Wes Anderson movie, that wasn't really a Wes Anderson movie in the sense that was like I posted this in my review, but this was Wes Anderson talking to himself, kind of like fucking Ari Aster, and I don't know, but a lot of directors are doing that this year, and he was kind of like saying, "Hey, I know that I make these weird-ass movies for myself, and they don't always have a meaning, and they don't always need to be deeper than what you guys think they are."
Yeah, but see, Kevin Smith does that stuff. Like, Clerks 3 was the most personal movie he's made about, I mean, his own life, really.
We liked
and
it
then,
as fans. Normie people do not like that movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, go
Clerks
read the
3,
reviews.
really?
Yes,
But Clerks 3 was kind of made for people.
correct.
Seen 1 and 2.
Same with Jay
Yeah,
and Silent
so-
Bob Strike Back.
Yeah, I mean
or
that's
whatever.
kind of
Reboot.
maybe not be the greatest example because Kevin Smith makes his movies for like a niche group of people.
So
he makes
does
it
Wes
for himself.
Anderson.
Like, that's
Yeah,
Not
but Wes
everybody-
Anderson's kind of marketing them as a movie that everybody can kind of go see when it
I
comes
would
out in the
say
theaters.
Fantastic Mr. Fox and maybe early '90s with the like Royal Tenenbaums and stuff. But
Did he do Isle of Dogs?
He did.
Yes.
Okay.
Which was fucking awesome. But I would say he's moving past that because it's more of like the hipster, like not hipster, but like cinephile crowd that like goes to see these movies now. Like I agree that he's done some, like big movies, but he's dropped off that since recently, especially with like Grand Budapest Hotel, which me and Kim actually saw on a date when we were dating. We both loved it. And it's going to continue to go down that road. Like The French Dispatch, that was nominated, but nobody saw it.
No.
Like only people that I know that saw it were people like Wes Anderson films. And
the two of us in here.
Yeah, it was.
We had to talk about it on the
show,
show,
and it was really good. Like what's her like? I can't remember what her name is, but she was in another movie that year, and she was in this movie but naked, and it was really good.
Well, and that's and I think we have that.
Oh, we got that with Scarlett.
That large, there's like that large gray area in between is like you got people making movies for Fast and Furious, and then you've got these, and unfortunately, the majority of people out there, they're going to Fast and Furious. They're not going to fucking Asteroid City.
Oh, looked at the numbers. No one's going to anyone.
No, I don't think movies are over, dude. Like I'm not even playing. Like, and I hate to say
digital, bro. Digital.
That's
radio killed.
The fact that
video killed the radio star.
People went to see Maverick and everything. That's cool, but they're like being like, I don't really need to go see Indiana Jones in the fucking movie theater is like heartbreaking.
It's hard to find a popcorn and like it. You could always gauge the movie-going audience by the time of year. It's like, ooh, May starts the movie season. It's great. And it doesn't exist anymore. I mean, we were having blockbuster movies coming out in February.
But you've said it on the show before. You're like, that'll be on streaming in a couple weeks. That's how people are.
For certain
That's
things,
how people are now because they're just like, why go to the theater and pay? You can't take your kids to the theater anymore because it costs you fucking a mortgage.
Hey, kids, when was the last time you went to the theater?
Oh, we saw Spider-Man together.
Yeah.
And we're going tomorrow.
But
where are you going to see tomorrow?
Typically take your kids.
Elemental or that Teenage Kraken movie, one of the cartoons that are out now.
But if you take your kids, man, it costs you. It's like $100 by the time you get out of the freaking concession stand.
Oh, I know.
And then you sit there and you think, man, I can't do this all the time, man. I can't take kids.
I'm going to quote
the movie.
Bluey, but there's this episode of Bluey where the dad takes the kids to see some chipmunk movie, or it's a chimp movie with like a storm, and the kid is like I'm gonna be afraid, like is afraid immediately, and he goes to pay, and the guy's like $53. He's like for 3 people and some popcorn. He's like, yeah,
bro. There was a picture of who's the chick that directed Barbie? What's her face?
Greta Gerwig.
So Greta Gerwig and Margot Robbie are standing there, and they showed their pictures.
I love it.
Of Oppenheimer, and I'm like, good for you guys. And I zoomed in just to see maybe where they seen it. $31 for their tickets.
Holy shit!
I'm like, are they blowing up the theater?
But I'm wondering because those movies aren't out yet. If those are,
this was a release day ticket. Like if you go on there, it said July 19th is they're going, so it's already after it's released.
I see what you're saying.
So I don't know. 4DX
that way they don't
lasers, water
to,
in your face.
Yeah.
They're like melting faces off or something. I don't know. But
that might be.
That's a ridiculous.
New York
price.
or L.A. But when I went and saw, without telling the whole story, maybe I'll tell it this year. But without telling the whole story, I went to New York once and I had to sleep. And I did not want to get a hotel. So what I did is I went to the AMC in Times Square, and I bought a ticket to see the original Star Trek, the first one with Chris Pine.
Oh, okay.
The ticket was $28.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
And all I did was sleep.
Yeah, because we have Movie Pass, and Movie Pass on the different coasts are actually more expensive. So
35 points for Indiana Jones.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah,
in the morning.
I don't care. I didn't have to spend my money. But
yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed Asteroid City, but I am at a point now where I don't know who I can recommend this movie to. I can recommend it to you.
Yes.
I would have never told you to go see it. I was surprised that you came with us.
Yeah,
I'm happy you came with us.
I can't believe I got
I always love watching you sleep. It's weird.
I didn't sleep, but it was I was fighting it. I was
You're taking them long
What's
blinks.
crazy is that I got you to go see Asteroid City, could not get you to go see Indiana Jones.
I mean, shit happens.
I honestly can't believe I had to go see Indiana Jones alone. And Asteroid City with all my friends. Like that.
Yeah, right?
That is the most 2023 thing that ever happened.
Again, I was duped because I visually, you see the trailers for this stuff and you're thinking, okay.
I was duped.
This got potential. It looks pretty, You
didn't like the stop animation alien? I thought that was fucking hilarious.
It's funny.
I laughed my ass off.
It's funny. But again, like I said, when you put the whole package together from start to finish, you're just kind of like, man. I mean, it just I felt like it just fell short, man.
Yeah.
You
can catch it on digital July 11th.
Anybody that's looking for a movie is going to sit there. And if you're tired, don't watch it late because you will fucking fall asleep.
So would you say fate fell short this time?
Probably.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So with that, we will move. Do you guys want to take a break and talk a bunch of shit and then have like a comeback thing? And I'm kidding. We were going to move into our movie. We decided to go instead of Velvet Undergold or whatever the fuck.
Breaking news.
What happened?
I was just
Alan Arkin
informed
dead.
that Pepsi has a ketchup coming out.
No, we already know about this.
Are you
This
kidding
isn't
me?
breaking news.
Did you post that
No,
in?
I didn't.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, because we have two chats.
So fuck off.
Because we already discussed this.
This is from my inside Pepsi source.
Really, like
Cola.
the
Wait,
internet.
is that from?
Yes.
Can he get us some?
I don't know. He said it's
Okay,
only going to be available at ballpark.
We know
on
because
July
it's going to be
4th,
July
yeah.
4th
And we
at Chase Stadium.
yeah,
we already looked at
we
tickets and
already-
we already
yeah.
talked about it. Okay, we got to really put him in some of these
Yeah,
shots because
we really do.
I'm sitting there going, "Are you kidding right now?" Because he got mad at me for
thanks for-
posting a
thanks for
picture that he
including
thought
me.
I was doing on him. So I'm like, "Wait a minute, we had this conversation, right?"
Sorry. Yeah.
For those of you listening, there will be
Cola
a
Pepsi.
Pepsi Cola flavored ketchup or condiment or whatever it's supposed to taste like. But it's going to be in ballparks only because they're kind of testing the market. It's going to be a big thing. It's not going to be released anywhere else.
I'm going to ask him right now if he can get me some.
Hook us up. And then I'm sure they're just going to gauge it, and then you'll probably see it in stores within a year.
Maybe.
But
and then we'll have
right
it on
now
the
it's
show.
just for
if we're
July
still friends.
4th.
If I haven't quit by then.
So if this is out by Monday, go out to see a baseball game. It's going to be. It's in various different ballparks, and I know it will be in
Yankees,
Chase Stadium.
Chase,
Yankees.
and I don't know any others. I think the Red Sox maybe. Not Wrigley.
It's fucking Atlanta Braves superfan. Can't even name Atlanta. I was kidding.
Well, it's not.
I thought you were talking about baseball teams. I'm like, really? Can't name the one you love the most?
No, I was saying what stadiums it's going to be
Gotcha.
in.
But yeah, I guess the Yankees, like they've been running promotions all over everywhere. For
I don't know. I
Eric
got to
it.
have the Miami dog because they always
I saw
do
your
like
big wiener picture.
Yeah, my big wiener picture. They always do like I guess a dog from like the opposing team, and then like they have the Diamondback dog, and I'm like, obviously I'm gonna get the fucking Miami dog because it's basically like it's got the pickles, it had the pulled pork, it was a Cuban on a hot dog.
Sounds so good.
Yes,
I'm hungry now. Yeah,
Good for the movie.
and we're paid for it.
Nice. I was gonna say, yeah,
Yeah.
you were there early
God
in the
knows
day.
you
I'm
wouldn't
like,
have
look at
bought
you.
it.
It was a work outing.
You
It
would
was
have
$15.
You would have never paid for that. You would have been like, oh, I got hot dogs
I don't
at
know.
home.
I was hungry, but
I got
you
hot
know, what I
dogs
mean,
at
yeah.
home. I don't really want to.
Should have got the churro dog and sent us all pictures. And be like, look what I got this time.
We had a bunch of guys, like a bunch of people go from like work, and like it's a handful. I should say a bunch of people, but one of the guys like first round of beers on me, $108.
Oh,
For
there's
how many people?
Three people.
There was 6 or 7.
Ooh.
Still ridiculous.
Yeah.
Imagine you drinking
$108
$6 or $7.
Did
he use a company card?
Diamondbacks. No, you can't on alcohol, man.
It was you could have just said it was Pepsi.
Yeah,
Right. Can you
Oh.
ring this up as Pepsi's? I'll buy the beer.
yeah. Just ring them up. It was $108 in Pepsi.
It's like 1,000 Pepsis.
So I was
Collector's cups.
going to pick Velvet Goldmine last week, but we pulled an audible.
Omaha.
I went with the 1998. I would call this a thriller.
I would say it's a thriller.
Crime thriller.
Crime thriller.
heist movie.
Yeah. Ronin.
You ever kill anybody?
I hurt somebody's feelings once.
I never walk into a place I don't know how to walk out of.
Oh, I know you. I don't think so. It's a small world. Not in my experience.
He was hired to lead a mission
This is what we're after.
to recover a package
We need to take it intact from several men who will be intent on preventing us.
Nice. My kind of job.
that some are willing to die for.
Relax, darling. Just a game. Could you take a picture of me and my wife? Get the background.
Guy goes for the case. Other guy's protecting the principal. Oh, they're good.
And everyone is willing to kill for.
I want $100,000. I want it up front. I want another $100,000 when you get the case. All good things come to those who wait.
Target is on the way.
We've gotten the word. We're moving.
Come on, let's go. You don't want to go in there. Get out of here. Walk away. Walk away. Let's go!
How did you know it was an ambush?
That's the first thing they teach you.
Who taught you?
I don't remember. That's the second thing they teach you.
We've made a good plan, and we're gonna stick with it.
What's this girl work for?
Are you afraid?
Of course I'm afraid. You think I'm reluctant because I'm happy? Who are our employers?
I'm not under any obligation to let you know
If you are not, then the price has got to go up.
it's not gonna happen.
The girl sold us out. We're following the wrong people.
Get in the
United Artists presents Robert De Niro.
I won't hurt you.
Ronin.
You worried about saving your own skin? Yeah, I am. Covers my body.
Directed by John Frankenheimer Schmidt. His name is my name, too.
That is both the dumbest and the funniest bit you've ever done.
Yeah.
So,
Actually kind of funny.
I
don't laugh much, but I giggled.
this movie was very 90s to me. Like
was it?
To me, it was. It felt
like 19. I don't know, like
98.
98. Like not here or here, but right here.
Well, I'm just saying it felt like that. Like it felt like a 90s movie. It felt like Mission Impossible 1 to me. Like the whole time I was watching it, I was like, this is the exact same plot of Mission Impossible, kind of. But not really. But kind of. What? What smells?
Oh, my Robert De Niro face.
How many people in the car?
Who shit their pants?
I like
their pants?
It goes.
He always has that like look like someone's farted. He's like,
I did like that line though. You ever killed anybody? I hurt somebody's feelings once.
yeah.
That was funny. That made me laugh.
Rule number 2, I don't know, forget. No, I like the bit real quick where he got the phone information and he's like, who's that guy? He's like, a guy I went to high school with. And then Jean Reno later on when they're at the ice skating thing, he goes, who's that guy? He goes, guy I went to high school with. I'm like, you brought the bit back. Anyway, go ahead.
No, I was just I heard a lot of negative things about this, but maybe because I've seen a bunch of movies, I don't know. I really liked it. Well, no, I can see.
I've been to a cinema or two.
I really liked it because I've seen a bunch of movies.
No, what I'm saying is like, I get why people didn't like it. Like, I guess if they thought that they were going in for like a huge action movie and it wound up being this like Tinker Tailor soldier spy thing, and it was all like very twisty and turny. There wasn't a ton of action. The car chase scenes in it were excellent.
Yeah.
But
yeah, especially that last one where they ended up flipping the car and the everyone gets away and it's like, fuck, man, they are just going through shit. Some guys flipping, they hit a cop car.
It's not CGI'd.
No, and that's
Fast and Furious.
Yeah, this is what I was going to bring up is that all these car chases, regardless of the length or whatever, all felt very visceral because we weren't relying on CGI to buff the scenery or whatever. All these cars were doing this shit. All the speed was there, and the cameras were mounted to cars and your fucking Audis and Volvos and shit. And it's like, damn, I love this movie.
Ever seen anything? I know you haven't, so don't even answer.
Come on, hit me.
Jean-Pierre Melville.
Oh, yeah, all the time. Dude.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He's directed like
Army. Oh, John Cougar? Okay, yeah, I've heard of him.
He directed like Les Samurai, which is what Ghost Dog is apparently based off of, and a bunch of people based their movies off of that. He directed a movie called Army of Shadows. He's a very prolific like Italian director. Mm-hmm. This movie was very Melville, like incredibly. Like I wouldn't be surprised if he took something from him and it was very like, oh, this bad guy and this is a twisty and am I gonna get the girl and she's gotta go.
Because like for most of the first parts of the movie, you don't know the reason why they're all put together for this.
For the first parts of the movie?
Yeah.
I did.
Well, you find out.
What did you not understand? They got to get the briefcase. The briefcase was a MacGuffin.
Well, yeah, and this
so
was
you were
very
never
going to
find out what it did.
Yeah, it was just a case.
Yeah.
But then we answer that at the end.
No, you don't know what's in the case.
No questions, no answers. And I'm like, exactly. Thank you. Somebody had to fucking say it.
He's like, I had to wait the whole time to find that out.
They weren't there to care what was in the briefcase. They just had to get
but you center the whole first part of the movie around this briefcase.
That's called the MacGuffin device.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And here's what I'm saying is,
you
put
the fucking
all these
Ark
people.
Of the Covenant. You don't see technically what's in the Ark. You're not supposed to know what's in the
box.
MacGuffin. Exactly. You don't see what's in the box.
You never got that hint of it. So it's like all these people are put together. These assassins. These like.
Everyone
Ronin
had their
warriors.
own shit.
Yeah, so they all get put together for this box. The car chases are because of this box. Everybody's the double crossing is because of the box.
Right.
And then what happens at the end? Nobody knows what's in the fucking box.
But nobody cares. They get paid either way.
I cared.
They got their job.
Even
they
Robert
stopped.
De Niro says it at the
box.
Even Robert De Niro says it at the beginning. You want me to get you the fucking briefcase? I'll get you the fucking briefcase. He doesn't.
But he even asked. He's like, "What's in the fucking box?"
Right.
And she's
but
like,
see,
I can't tell you.
But here's the thing. He goes, You either tell me what's in the box so I know what I'm earning my money for, or you're going to give me more money.
Yeah.
And she's like,
okay,
bloop, bloop, bloop.
Yeah.
I'm giving you more money because I'm not going to tell you what's in the fucking box.
Cool.
Right.
Don't need to know what's in the box.
Don't need to know. Oh, you're getting paid to do a job. You don't need to know what's in that box. You just need to get that box.
I need to know what's
Get
in the
that box.
Then you're dumb.
I felt like I was just like,
I'm sure you can Google it.
I've gone through the car chases. I've gone through all this other stuff. And then at the end, they're just like, hey, we've double-crossed the double-cross, and we've,
You don't double tap a triple tap.
yeah, you triple stamp the double stamp and the triple stamp. The box is gone. Movie's over. No questions. No answers.
The one part that really actually bugged me is later on when what's his face double crosses everybody, and Skarsgård double crosses everybody, hands him the other case. Did he just spray paint it right then and there? Because that paint shouldn't have been wet and shouldn't have been able to get on the hands of that one dude.
Not the worst headshot scene in any
when he shot him
movie.
in the fucking forehead?
And it looked like he glued a magnet to his head.
Dude, this could have been an Italian giallo movie.
That's what I'm
the
saying.
The way the red blood would come out.
It
looked like red syrup.
What on earth is that?
Dude, but
I'm like, you have all these explosions and car chases, and then you like glued a black dot to this guy's head.
Yeah. I'm glad the sniper still took out the fucking ice skater.
Yeah.
I'm like, good.
Katarina Witt.
I know, right? I used to have a crush on her so bad.
While some theories favor fissile material, we're much more inclined to believe that the theory that the briefcase contains stolen printing plates for the new euro currency.
So there's still no questions,
something
no answers.
that's far more useful to all parties. Because that dude does...
Yeah, because if you can print your own money, you can fund the IRA terrorist group in Northern Ireland, man.
The guy at the end is like, what's in the briefcase?
And
he's like, I don't know what's in the briefcase. And he's like, okay, cool. I'll accept that as an answer. And I'm like, what? What? You just put your life on the line for this box.
But you got paid a bunch of money.
Yeah, but you still want to know. Would you want to know? You'd want to know.
I'd want to know because I'm me, but if they were like $100,000, I'd be like...
You'd be like, I still want to know.
I still want to... I'd be like, well, I want to know. But if they were like, F off, here's your money, I'd be like, whatever.
So
I'd get over it.
You're not going to tell me what's in the box?
I would be annoying. I'd probably get shot.
Yes, that's the annoying part. That's how I felt.
$100. This episode's called Ronin. What's in the box?
Oh, of course.
And that's it. I'm calling it right now.
I'm calling an audible.
80
Asteroid City.
What's in the box? Yep. The best nap I've ever
Avatar for hipsters.
Avatar for hipsters. Yeah, that would have been the alternate. I guess they wrecked like 80 cars in this movie. They had like 300 stunt drivers. Like,
yeah.
It is visceral because you know it's happening, and that's why I really just love these kinds of movies. And I when you told me last night, I was like, the car chase scenes are fucking awesome. I was like, okay, good, because we've talked about it. I've seen this movie, but this was back in when it first came out on like DVD, not even DVD. I think it was like VHS at the time because I was working for Hollywood Video around 1998, 99.
God.
This movie came out in 98. So like when this came out, I rented it. I got my free movie rental, took it home, and I was like, this movie's fucking awesome. I'm like 19.
You only got one?
Oh, we just rented them out.
Oh,
we took like one or two at a time.
And we could do a street dated one. So like,
if it was coming out Tuesday and it was a Friday, I could take it home.
Yeah,
as long as you don't, Or we get the screeners. Everything was like every now and then was in black and white.
Yeah.
Miramax. I used to love that shit. That was like what started my obsession with trying to get stuff early. Like, when you go to see the screeners and stuff like that. Oh, I fucking love that feeling. It's like, I saw it before you.
Yes.
And I can't talk about it.
I've seen Axel F.
The worst fucking title ever.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, but yeah, that's why I dug this movie. It's got a lot of big names in this movie.
Yes,
and you got people like Sean Bean who were in it for like 20 minutes. And
I know.
I said, "Get the fuck out!"
I was so excited because I've seen this movie. Not seen this movie, but I've seen like this.
They market it to where it's like you think he's this big part of the movie. He's out within the first 20 minutes.
No, I didn't even know he was in it. I've only seen Renault and De Niro, and I remember the commercials were all the car chases, and it was like him talking and stuff. But I remember the girl, but for some reason I thought she was in Mission Impossible, like I said last night, but it's not. But her handler is.
So this is an interesting.
Yeah. But he was
tidbit.
He was also in, I think, a James Bond movie too. That's Jonathan Pryce. He's like a big time actor. He's in one of my favorite Disney.
The talk about the man in the wheelchair is referencing the Bourne Identity book.
Really?
Is it? Okay,
yes.
because they kept bringing it up, and
the man in the wheelchair was M. Chernak, a mercenary broker who Jason Bourne killed.
Okay.
Interesting.
Well, shit. That's what I said, because last night I said, okay, yeah, because this movie reminds me of like the Bourne movies where they were very, heavy on the car chases and like I said, real car chases. Like
Jesus
these people
Christ.
fucking going. I love those kinds of things.
It's Jason Bourne.
I love the Bourne
I fucking
movies.
love them all. Did you like the Renner one?
I did.
Okay.
Did you
I.
see it?
Yeah, of course
Yeah,
I did.
I thought
I watched all of
theaters,
these.
Yeah,
I've got all the.
I like
the
that
4Ks.
Renner is supposed to take over multiple franchises, and they were like, "No, we're not going to do that." Hey, you want to take over Mission Impossible? Sure.
Oh
no.
man, this one did great.
We
We're going to keep
we love Tom
Cruise.
Hey, do you want to take over Bourne? Yes. Okay, cool. But we're just going to bring back Matt Damon.
Yeah,
again.
they didn't do great. Let's just go bring
Damon back,
for like the last one. Yeah.
So.
No, I enjoyed this movie. You're right. You don't get the big payout of what's in the box, but
that's not even a payoff to me.
But see, to me,
Not
the
even
story
payoff,
is
it's just
not.
like it just seems like it's not closure
I just
on
want-
some aspect.
The
where it's
payoff
like
to me is when Renault's up in the fucking bleachers and he shoots that guy on the head and he's like, "Yeah, we're friends."
and you think he died.
And then you
you
think
knew it was coming.
and you think the chick's gonna show up at the end, then she doesn't show up.
I thought she was going to be in the car
No.
afterwards because I thought he was when he looked in the back seat that she was going to be all sitting all
Right.
just spread eagled in the back seat. 'Cause we have
What
you know
movie were
because
you watching?
what 90s movie would it be if you don't have this like secondary weird romance?
But they
in the,
did, but
have
they
a
did,
romance.
they did though.
I
When
know.
they were
Yeah, they're
casing the
staked
joint,
out,
and then
yeah.
they were like start kissing, and then they're like, "I'm gonna get on your lap," and then like cut to next scene. I'm like, "Fuck."
Yeah.
But I think
Free porn.
because romance.
I actually dug De Niro's character because
Yeah, he was
like
awesome.
very smart about how he approached things. He's like, I'm not going in there. That's a fucking
I
kill
think-
box. Don't go in there. And then when he sets up the thing to fall, when he pulled the luggage to kind of
Yeah, the
see
sign.
the reaction time, and
Yeah.
he's like, here, take my picture. No, take this.
Yeah, take
And
my
then, like,
wife's
he's
picture.
just-
Now
it
you
was
take
such
a
a
picture with my wife.
Great. Yeah. Now, yeah. You take my. You do this. All right. Hands off. But I liked that level of.
You got ambushed.
He's
by a
smart
cup of
about how he
coffee.
approached things. So I dug that.
I'm not gonna lie, I was super confused in the beginning where they're all of that like,
In the warehouse.
no,
Oh, in the bar.
yeah, they're like, why are you heading off so soon? I never leave a place. I never know a place I can get in or whatever he says, and I'm just like,
It's
what the
all
He
code
basically
words.
kinda-
Code words
fuck
for
is
checking
going
in,
on?
Well,
bro.
it's basically like he cased the bar
Yeah,
and
yeah.
put a gun out in the back door just to make sure
I get
if he had to
all that,
escape. Yeah.
But I was so confused. I was like, am
Then
I
why are you
going-
going to get in the van?
Yeah,
You know why. I'm like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
I like your accent. Let's do this.
exactly. So what'd you guys give it?
Sounds good to me. I'd say like regardless of like some of the things that
Stumbling,
like I
he
didn't
hates
get.
it. He's like, I hate it.
Yeah, no, I'd
fun things
probably
to
like a
say about it.
3.5.
He's like,
I
I give it a
think
2 because I didn't see the box.
I think the first 3/4 of the movie, the car chases, like the whole
Watching
like,
Japanese porn.
the terrorist stuff, all that stuff's
It's
very
all
interesting. And then I
pixelated.
felt like it kind of like it fell off a little bit towards the end and kind of came to a screeching halt. So like I said, with that, it's about a 3.5.
Cool. I loved it. I thought this was one of De Niro's best roles ever because you don't get to see him like this all the time. I mean, you get the righteous kill and stuff later in his life, but
It was
those
more
movies
action
are-
oriented
yeah,
because you think things like where he's like in mafia
But he's
movies,
actually-
but he's not action.
Correct.
He's
And
chasing
he's-
people down. He's
he's-
fighting somebody in a coliseum.
and he's given a lot more to do. And I know you're probably like Irishman. Did you see that? He tells a story like 3 hours long. But I'm like, no. But that's just him kind of like telling a story and him showing up in scenes and things happening. This he's actually like engaged. He's like almost like a Tom Cruise in this, where he's like running around and
Yeah.
doing stuff. And I just
running.
I just really
I want
enjoyed.
a full 2-hour cut of just Tom Cruise running.
No,
some
of-
places.
De Niro running.
Niro
That
running.
too.
I enjoyed this. It reminded me of like Snake Eyes or something like that. I don't know, but it was it was really good.
Feel like
And
we could do a budget heat, guys.
I do in a Ford. Like he did one of his best movies too.
he
And I
was
know
fantastic.
everybody's like Godfather, and it's like yeah, he's fine in that, but it's the same thing. It's like he's in a scene, he's sitting down, he's talking, he's a lot of dialogue. Oh, here he's killing somebody, but in this it's like he's given something to do, and I like that. Give me a De Niro where he's given something to do.
Here, play with this.
Yeah. Hold this Rubik's Cube.
Shut up. You guys are stupid. Anyways, so 4. I give it a 4. I really liked it. I'll definitely watch it again. I'm glad I got it on 4K. Like, even though I didn't watch it on 4K, of course I had to watch it on streaming because I'm just too lazy to watch it.
I
I'm the
looked
same way.
everywhere, and the only thing that I
It's
like
on Amazon.
No, it's not,
No, it's
That's
on
where I
MGM
watched it.
Plus.
Oh, well, then I had it
That's
for
why I
free.
watched it.
dude. I had to watch like YouTube with commercials.
Oh,
Well, that's why he was bored.
Yeah, that's why it took me fucking 2 days to watch it.
that makes sense. What you
So
got?
many erectile dysfunction. Can't. They're all catered to you, right?
Phone's
All
listening.
all
Phone's listening.
It's like all your cookies and your search history. What do we blue chew? I don't need that.
Blue chew and softball bats.
I give it a 4. Like it's just one of those fun movies. I do think it drags a little bit.
Yes, I mean, I'm not going to lie to you and be like,
there's a part when you finally get the double cross, and then now it's just like now you got to try to find everybody. And you got to try to find where the guy's at, and you got to do this. It's like a lot of like now it's set up for the last act. Especially after he gets shot and he's talking to the guy about the 47 Ronin. It's like a stop. But I think it's a rewatchable movie. The car chases are fucking cool. I highly enjoyed it. The second time, I mean, probably third time watching it, but I haven't watched it in almost 20 years. So like, it felt new to me. Like
your
it felt
brother
really
posted
good.
the 47 Ronin thing. I wanted to find a movie poster that said "bad joke," but they don't exist.
I'll make one.
I just let it go.
I'll make one for us to use.
I was like, God, your joke is terrible.
It's like a bad joke award.
So, all right, cool. Well, what are we watching next week?
So,
George.
Originally, I had a movie in mind, and then I started rewatching this again. I was like, maybe not another heist movie. So I switched it up.
I thought he was going to switch it right after he
told us. I'm going to do this
one.
Hey, remember that movie we talked about right before recording? Different movie. We are going to do this one's okay. This is listed as a war action movie. It's not.
Oh my god!
No, it's not.
Yeah,
it's not.
War epics.
It's not because I almost picked Kelly's Heroes, and then I'm like, he's going to give me shit.
I'm going to give you shit anyway.
Second war movie. So this one is the 1979 Steven Spielberg comedy, 1941.
December 1941. The California coast. The Japanese had just bombed Pearl Harbor. A nation's heroes were on the alert.
Look, you guys, a Jap sub!
The dummy's right.
California could be next.
What did I shoot there? I don't know!
This is war.
Oh, God.
A country's honor was at stake. The lives of millions would be protected by a brave few. This is their story.
Excuse us, ma'am.
From the director of Jaws and Close Encounters of the Third Kind. The most explosive comedy spectacular ever filmed.
What the hell do you people think you're doing?
Dan Aykroyd, Ned Beatty, John Belushi, Lorraine Garrett, Murray Hamilton, Christopher Lee, Tim Matheson, Toshiro Mifune, Warren Oates, Robert Stack, Treat Williams.
I can assure you, there will be no bombs dropped here.
Boy, that was fun!
Universal Pictures and Columbia Pictures present an 18 production of a Steven Spielberg film. 1941.
Sayonara, sucker!
Anyway, so yeah, we're going to check that one. I've always kind of circled it, never really watched it. It's written by Robert Zemeckis and Bob Gale, so the guys who did Back to the Future movies. Spielberg directed it. It was his first comedy or movie after... I think he did it after Close Encounters and Jaws, obviously. So this is his first like comedy foray, and I think it looks fun. So.
I've never seen Jaws.
What?
Fucking with
oh
you.
My God!
Jaws Part 2 comes out on 4K Tuesday.
So I'm probably gonna watch that
one of the
instead.
greatest horror movies ever made.
What, Jaws? I don't even
I
consider
it a
I
horror
don't
movie.
even. It's like a action movie to me now.
That's my curveball. And people say, "What's your favorite horror movie?" And I'm like, "It's Jaws."
And then they're like, "Really?"
Yeah, and I go, "Yep."
Striptease.
They look at their friends.
How terrified were you to go in the water?
Nobody was terrified to go in the water.
Dude, they caused panic.
You don't fucking go to the beach and think every second your foot is in the water that
you're like, oh, it got dark.
But I've been to
Can't
the
see
beach
my
a
feet.
lot, so
I doubt that.
I literally grew up with my aunt who lived a mile and a half from the beach. But you're right. We would go flounder.
Yeah, but like name 3 songs.
I'm not talking about the fact that I doubt that you've been to the fucking beach. I'm talking about the fact that you go to the beach and you don't think that you're in knee-deep water and you hear about all these fucking shark attacks. Everybody thinks that shit.
Not anymore. Maybe now, but not anymore. I mean, I didn't as a kid. I haven't recently. So, I guess, man. Right. It's all Scott's world. We're just living in it. I'm terrified of the beach. You're right, Scott. I'm so scared.
I forgot that's the part where... Na Aaron's world.
No.
It's the standard.
No, you can say that you're scared of the beach. That's cool. I just said I never
Everybody was terrified of the beach after Jaws came out.
Not me, sir.
Well, you weren't alive.
Well, but I've seen it
You know why you weren't scared?
100 million
you weren't
times. I've seen that movie so many times. I quote it.
Dude, I love that movie.
But I'm just saying, like, I wasn't scared.
Next time we go to the beach, man, I want you to swim out there.
Okay.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's do it. You got to come with me.
Well, I want you to go where you cannot touch the fucking the floor anymore.
Okay.
All right.
What?
Go. And then right after
you want me to walk?
And right after
He
you
wants
have
me to walk to the
have
beach.
to kick a fucking field goal.
Wesllie
and
wants
then
me to
you
walk
have
to the beach.
Yeah.
You gonna walk to the beach? What is that? Are you doing gang signs?
Yeah, he is.
Oh, you're gonna get chomped.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, it's true.
Well, whatever, man.
I just got told by an 8-year-old.
Yeah. There you go.
All right. So, watch 1941. Right?
Yes.
Okay. Watch Jaws 2.
Actually, no. Let's watch Ronin. I'm just kidding. I'm just gonna mix it up.
Watch Jaws 2 this 4th of July week. Not end, because this would be the weekend of 4th of July. What else should you do? Go listen to
watch,
Eric Nagel. Listen to him spout about Brainiac being in the Flash. I don't know why it bothers me. I'm not going to shut up. Have me on so I can fix all these mistakes. I'll be like, in episode, you said Brainiac was in the Flash.
I've been taking notes. Since Jordan's been on, I've been listening regularly, and here's my problems. Fucking scroll comes out. Point 1. Brainiac was in Supergirl, and it wasn't even the real Brainiac.
Correct.
It was Brainiac 5.
Right. Who was a good guy.
Who's a good guy.
Yes. There's other things that you say
Part
about
2.
movies that are wrong, but it's okay.
And me or Eric?
I am.
Okay.
But I don't have a list. I just, in the moment, I'm just screaming. I'm like, what? That's not...
Salt on ice cream? You fucking... you're an alien.
Who does that? Nobody does that. Do you do that? Nobody. I don't do that. Nobody does that.
You're a damn alien. If I don't do it, no one ever does it. You're a fucking asshole.
Anyways, so go to iTunes.
Dare you.
Read us 1 through 5. I don't care.
I do. 5. And then shit talk us.
I don't care if you
give
rate
us the rating.
You give us 1, people, it'll still go to like the worst podcast. I'll take that. Fucking, what else? Oh, Watch It Later Pod on Instagram.
Yep, Watch Later Pod.
And Watch It Later. I'll watch it later.
Go to allwatchitlaterpodcast.com. That'll bring you to our webpage. You can catch the shows. You can stream the shows on there if you want to link to whatever streaming service, Spotify, Apple, whatever you do. And then there's also buttons to get to our Instagram, our Facebook, and our email that I'll check. And
every few months.
And maybe
I check it.
We'll do another giveaway soon.
Just click on it and I'll say
maybe.
For all you American listeners,
yes.
we'll be probably doing a giveaway.
Maybe. I haven't decided yet.
I'm gonna create I'll Watch It Later labels so you can write on the labels.
Ooh, cool.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
It'll be official.
I'm Aaron.
I'm Jordan.
And Scott.
Pickles, huh? Well, see you later.
What's in the fucking box?